At this point, is it just assumed that games are going to be close? I mean, it seems like it hasn't been every night, but it seems like every night has been like this. And are you guys getting kind of weirdly comfortable in these situations where everything sort of hangs on one or two plays down the stretch?
I mean, we're not trying to have that happen, but makes the game interesting. But all in all, we want to continue to build these habits. Like I said, going through these games will help us in the long run. It's a great experience, and being able to get this one is big for us.
Questions, guys?
Oh, I was going to leave.
Bam, so far this season, what do you think about Caleb Martin's performance as a full-time power forward?
He's still trying to figure it out. We put Caleb in a situation he's never been in, but I feel like he's excelling. He's doing his things necessary, making open shots, getting stops. He had a big stop at the end of the game. And, that's what we want for Caleb. We want him to make open shots, defend at a high level, and be that combo wing that we need.
You guys, I think, were up 12 going into the fourth. You're up 15 a couple of times, and then obviously you were playing from behind a little bit. With all that's gone on lately and the way some games have turned out, how did you guys just not kind of let it go, not let the frustration kind of keep you from getting back in it?
It's a game of runs. I feel like one thing about it, we lost a couple that we should have won in this same situation. So, like I said, being in these situations, it helps you for the next game and the next game after that. To the point you have composure, you're built for it, and we got this one and keep building.
Yeah, the threes, again, didn't go in at a high rate tonight, but Spo was just saying with the type of looks you guys are getting, it feels like the floodgates are going to open soon. Do you feel like the offense is generating the type of looks you guys want, especially from three?
Yeah, I definitely feel like we're getting open looks. We're getting great shots. And, we live and die with the open ones. I feel like we got a lot of great shots tonight. A lot of them didn't fall.
Bam, Gabe hasn't missed a free throw in the fourth quarter now, going back to last season. What does that say?
Now, why would you jinx my man like that?
Okay, between you and me, Gabe hasn't missed a free throw in the fourth quarter, going back to last season. But beyond if that actually happened, what does that say about the mental ability of a guy in moments like that to step up to the challenge, even if he were to miss one?
Muscle memory. I count on Gabe to make a free throw. He did that tonight, and you jinxed him. I just want you to know. That's crazy as hell.
Bam, it seemed like there were long stretches tonight where Charlotte wasn't getting good looks, even if some of the shots went in, and there were stretches tonight where they were getting in the paint, getting some pretty efficient looks. Over the past however many close games it's been, do you feel like you're seeing the defense take steps forward?
Yeah. We're not as far as everybody think we are. But we still have improvement. We still have room for improvement. We still want to improve. And the biggest thing for us is just watching film and just, stacking those days of getting better and preparing.
Bam, you always talk about the dribble handoff connection with Duncan, but he was kind of turning that into a little bit more of 2-on-1s with you and kind of getting inside the paint in this game with a little in-between game. What does that change, I guess, when you're getting those type of looks, when Duncan's getting those type of looks, I guess, for the offense?
Duncan finally dribbles now, so he can run and shoot a floater, but it just makes us more dynamic. Like I said, last year, Duncan didn't really put the ball on the floor. The fact that he's been in the gym countless hours and improved his ball handling to the point where if somebody presses him, he up fakes, they jump, he can drive and actually, make a play. It just helps our team.
All right, all the way from Greece, Christos Saltas, go ahead.
Oh, man.
I'm Greg Gang, Greg Goon, first of all. After 12 games under your belt as a team, what did you see as the biggest strength of the group? And what is that aspect that you would like to work for to be a great team?
I'll say our biggest strength is just we've been together for X amount of time. You know, the team camaraderie, team connection. I feel like we still can grow in that area, but I feel like that's the biggest advantage we have. We're connected. We know each other's game. We know each other's tendencies.
Well, you don't always have an absolute solve and solution in this league, but I think this was important for us. You know, you go through 4 straight games, and you know we've. I say this respectfully, but in the majority of the games, 3+ quarters in these last 4 games, I felt like we've played better than our opponent, and then we've dropped some of these leads, and you have to go through all the emotions and the detail on both ends, and then find a way to figure it out. And I think this is an important breakthrough early on in the season. Just to continue to have these kind of games and then find a way to win. And I thought it was really important for us to go to OT, and deal with the frustration and then have to mentally reset, emotionally reset, to play 5 more minutes. And I thought we were very good in that overtime. So we'll continue to work and get better, but I saw a lot of positives tonight, and I love it when your team has to go through, the context of close games and pressure and dealing with, leads and figuring out how to hold on to leads and then, we had to play from behind also down the stretch. So I thought we had to show some grit and figure some things out.
The box score says 35, 10, and 8 for Jimmy, and he was obviously great down the stretch of regulation, especially. But this wasn't just the Jimmy show. How important is that as well? That it was Gabe playing big minutes and making big plays at the end, and Bam having one of his best nights of the year. Just how important is it that it's not just one guy in a game like this doing the work?
Yeah, that is how we're built, and the guys are really embracing that. I think we're starting to understand what our identity, has to be on both ends of the court. Jimmy was obviously sensational, particularly when we went down in the fourth quarter. He really put his imprint on those last few minutes of the fourth quarter and really willed a lot of our offensive possessions that really took some pressure off of us, on the other end. And I thought we had some key stops, but Max had a big 3, and I loved the fact that he had struggled, from behind the line most of the game, and then still had, that big play, the big 3, down the stretch, and Bam picked it up as well in the fourth quarter. Really made some nice plays, and Kyle was orchestrating, and Gabe, was really all over the place defensively for us, and then was able to initiate offense for us going down the stretch. I just thought it was an important game, an important win for us mentally and emotionally. Just keep on getting to that point and then find a way to figure it out.
Well, one thing you guys have consistently done well to start the season is force turnovers, and tonight obviously was an important part of the game as well. What have you liked about the way you guys have been able just to be disruptive pretty consistently early on?
Well, one, that it's part of our identity that we really want, that to be disruptive and get teams out of their comfort zone in a lot of different ways, which requires a big energy and focus commitment, to be able to be active and get our hands on balls, deny passes, play multiple schemes. But that's our lifeblood, defensively. I think the key with that in being disruptive is we're also still able, for the most part, to be able to protect the paint, protect the rim, and eliminate just the easy baskets. I still, of course, I'm a coach, so I would like to see it even better. We're nowhere near where we want to be or where we'll end up defensively, but at least, some of the foundational things of being disruptive and taking away easy baskets, we're starting to get there.
I know you've always spoken well of Cliff, and he has of you too. And he's without three of his biggest guys right now. And
Yeah.
all their games lately, it seems like, have kind of looked like tonight did. How is he doing this with?
Yeah,
So
because he's a
shorthanded.
really good damn coach. He builds an identity. He builds a culture. It takes a little bit of time, to build those kind of habits. But we've experienced these games, over the years, that if you feel like it's a 10-point lead, they're going to find a way to grind back in it and make it a possession game. It just seems like all the time because they're building the right habits. Very disciplined defensively. They take away, your strengths. They game plan, and then offensively, they really try to play rock solid and execute with detail.
Coach, in a lot of these close games, you guys go down the stretch. You've utilized a lot of guard screening specifically for Jimmy, and you saw a little bit of that tonight, obviously. What does that create late in the game, specifically for Jimmy, when he's able to kind of create those advantages and get to those spots?
Yeah, I think it just allows us to get to some coherent spacing a little bit better. And it won't be our menu and package for every single stretch, going down in close games. But right now, as we kind of build our fourth quarter menu, that's one that everybody can feel super comfortable. Jimmy just makes brilliant decisions going down the stretch. It's not all about just him trying to score. He makes the right play. He really does. He reads the defense. He understands what the coverage is going to be, and then he'll know how to manipulate it and force a second defender. Or if they don't, he's just so good at shot making, going down the stretch. But we'll continue to build it, from here. And the best way to do it is to be in these games, and then you have something to review on film, the next day, and then you have something to start to work on. And obviously, when we get Tyler back, that'll add to our menu going down the stretch. But overall, I just think it was really important for us mentally and emotionally to have a game like this and to have a breakthrough.
Eric, your team's percentages on wide open shots are down this year from where they were last season. It's kind of a continuation of the playoffs. What do you attribute that to? Because you are getting looks; they're not going down.
I don't know, and that's part of the discussion that we've had as a team. Is you just have to trust that process and continue to try to generate the looks that are in our strength zone. And the last 4 or 5 games, I've felt better about our offense, even if we haven't necessarily made those kind of open shots. I always look at it, can you generate those open shots? Those floodgates are going to, come open soon enough. And, it's just like I was telling our team this morning, there's going to be a time, too, where those floodgates break open with that second unit where I don't even have to put the starters back in. Like, we're that close to that happening. But I also like that mental discipline of having some losses, but generating better looks and better things offensively, and then staying with it. That takes some discipline as a team, and then you build the right habits, and then eventually you start to knock down those shots. It's still way too early, to judge whether guys are making open shots or not. The toughest thing in this league, can you get enough open shots?
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.